So you want to change your life today because you have this grand vision of adventure playing on this loop in your head. But then, you look at your bed, you look at the sofa behind you, and you're just like, oh man, I'm going to just play some games. I'm going to watch some TV. I'm going to read a book. And you stay exactly where you are. And this cycle is incredibly frustrating because as INFPs, we often assume that we are lazy because of it. We make it this identity statement. I am lazy. I am broken. I am flawed. But it's not really that. It's not laziness. It's not that you don't want to do the thing. It's just you have this clash between different parts of yourself. And today, we're going to talk about exactly which parts of your mind are conflicting and how you can actually get them working together, how you can finally get yourself to step out the door, to go on that adventure, to make some more friends, or to make an impact on the world if that's what you want to do, or just to go out and see what's out there. So think about how this looks on like a normal Tuesday. Okay, your friends are inviting you out for the evening or just to hang out, even to play some board games or something. And you genuinely want to go and you spend some time thinking about all the different possibilities, the fun night you might have. But then as the time gets closer, the cozy routine that you're used to starts looking much better. It's just like, well, what's out there? I don't know. That's going to probably drain me. I'm going to have to recover after all this. And so you end up texting them an excuse or just saying you don't really feel like it, or you got a headache, or you got to see a man about a dog or some random thing. And staying at home wins again. Staying in the Shire wins again. And the problem scales up to bigger choices too. So maybe you have this dream of moving to a new city and starting a completely new life somewhere else where you can meet some new friends, you can see new places, try some new foods, learn more about the world, about different cultures, about yourself. And the fear of the unknown keeps you paralyzed in the same place, which means that you stay in the same job, you stay in the same town, you let that dream fade away because acting on it feels too dangerous. And of course, you can even see this on like a micro level when you feel this deep need for a fresh new experience, even, I don't know, driving a different way to work or something like that. And you just don't do it. You stop yourself from doing it. Maybe you sit down at your computer after buying a new game and you want to explore, you want to play it, but you load up the exact same game that you've played for years because it feels more comfortable. You know what to expect, and you still get to like play around and explore a little bit within that box, but it's not this big, daunting change. You don't need to learn a bunch of new stuff. So inside your mind, there are these two cognitive functions that are locked in this constant struggle for control. You have extroverted intuition. This is the NP part of the INFP personality type. I call it the explorer as a character within your mind, a part of yourself. And the explorer loves scanning outside, right? Looking out into the world, seeing new opportunities, seeing new possibilities, new connections, this whole like spider web of connections. And it loves to just gather new ideas. It's constantly seeking novelty, looking for new ways to make things novel and interesting. And then on the other side, you have introverted sensing. This is our tertiary function. It's kind of a weak spot for us, but it's a place of comfort. Whereas the explorer is a place of growth and development. So the guardian is looking inward. It's looking to the past. It's looking to your own experiences. It's referencing this giant filled database, this cabinet. Not like there are giants in it.
Welcome, traveler.
But it's got this huge database of every past event that you've ever experienced. And it's trying to take from that and know what to expect. So the explorer wants to find something new, and the guardian wants to focus on, specific memories and wants to keep you safe and keep things familiar, keep you protected. And the explorer represents, again, this primary growth point, this growth state for INFPs. And you actually need this to develop yourself. You need this specific kind of electrical energy that comes from new possibilities, that comes from innovation and exploration. It helps you feel alive. It helps you feel engaged with the world around you. So even though the guardian provides you that stability and that routine, you know what to expect, it keeps you from making changes in your life. So it's protecting you. It's stopping you from making reckless mistakes, but it's not letting you make mistakes, which is the foundation of growth. And we need to be aware of those two voices. And we need to not let the guardian override the explorer or listen to the guardian more than the explorer. So when the guardian wins, then we stay at home every time and the world shrinks in. We are stuck in the Shire and we just don't take any actions. Nothing changes. And we end up playing the same games. We end up listening to the same music, watching the same shows, eating the same exact food every single day. If you like it, if you're happy with it, then that's awesome. Good for you. But if you're not, then take this into account. So we feel this deep ache in our chest because the explorer is starving for something different. It needs change. And it is, again, INFP. It is a core part of our personality type, the extroverted intuition, NP part. And it's begging us to go outside, to do something new, to change something. But then the guardian speaks up again and says, hey, it might rain. You might have another bad experience like that time when you were 7 and it just goes on and on about why change is going to cause you problems. You might feel awkward when you talk to strangers, right? And the guardian uses your own past against you in order to keep you safe, right? It's pulling up these maybe vivid memories. My memories are usually not too vivid, but if they are laced with emotion, then of course they are. But I'm usually dissociated for most things. But anyway, the guardian brings up these past experiences, okay? Times when you felt exhausted, times when you didn't think you could do it and you failed. And it uses that as the data points to justify staying home, right? It's always focused on how much energy you have, how safe you feel. And it convinces you that the outside world is the problem and it's just simply too draining for you to navigate. So the secret to ending this conflict is the understanding that these two parts are actually working together, okay? They both want something good for you. Extroverted intuition, the explorer, is gathering all these ideas, but introverted sensing is the part that takes the actual physical, tangible experiences. Okay. And when you collect more real world experiences and you review and reflect over them, like the guardian does, then your explorer has more and more possibilities, more ways of generating new ideas, more ways of saying, actually, we did overcome that before because we did it this time and we did it this time. But if you don't allow you to get the experiences to put yourself into new contexts, to do new things, and then reflect over them, then you don't have that reservoir, that database to pull from. So this means that your guardian actively needs new data to build a better map of the world. And life, the way I like to think about it, is two different metaphors. Life is a game. That's a fun one for me. And life is a giant experiment, where failure is not something that really happens because it only happens when you give up, right? But every outcome has some sort of learning attached to it. You can learn something from everything that happened, and then you can change your actions the next time. Or in gaming terms, I call it a complicated success. So you didn't quite get what you wanted. It wasn't a complete success, but something happened and you're failing forward through the process. And this helps you try something new and gather new data, regardless of how it turns out. And I know exactly how terrifying this is because when I was 18 in 2003, I moved from Michigan to Japan. I was absolutely terrified. I didn't really want to go. I just had this feeling that I had to go. I was crying. I thought that I was making the wrong choice, despite knowing that I was making a good choice. I was leaving everything behind. I broke up with my girlfriend because I just knew it wasn't going to work long distance. And I sat there at the airport thinking that maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I should just quit and go back home. And I had plenty of nights when I was in Japan thinking that. And in that time, the guardian was telling me, just go back, just go home. It'll be okay. You can go back to your mom's basement. You can play games. You can be safe. You know what Michigan's like. You know what to expect. Mom's going to take care of you as well. You have your friends there. And there was a lot of overwhelm and overload with a new culture, with a language that I didn't speak, learning how to read, how to talk to people, how to get around, all sorts of things. And it just felt like too much to handle sometimes. But I knew something about this specific quest in my life was deeply important to my identity. I had to intentionally get out of my comfort zone, step out the door in order to get XP. And I forced myself to stay there. And I don't usually like the word force myself. I don't like the analysis of that. I don't want to force anybody to do anything. And certainly I don't want to force myself to do it. But I convinced myself to stay there, despite the fear, the worry, the panic. And that single chaotic decision changed the trajectory of my life completely. My explorer finally had this new landscape to do new things, to try new identities, work with my introverted feeling, my soul as well, to just see what would happen, to experiment, to play. And my guardian eventually realized that actually this place is pretty nice. It mapped it out. It had all these different experiences and said, okay, you know more of what to expect here. It is safe. It's okay. And you can explore here too. And it kind of just goes back around. I don't know which direction. I think this way. It goes back around and the hero's journey continues again and again. So one thing that we need is a practical tool to bypass the heavy resistance of the guardian. And I call this the character select button. Okay. This is a simple framework that once you think about your personality type as different parts and different characters within you, then you can activate the ones that you want to activate more intentionally. So this helps you take action when you feel paralyzed, when you feel unsure, and it activates the part of you that is wanting to do it. Okay, so the first step is we need to define our goal. We need to know where exactly you want to do this thing, what kind of experience you want to have, how do you know when you've done the experience? Pick a specific moment. Your goal might be something as simple as attending a local meetup, maybe just going for an hour just to see what it's like, what happens. Maybe it's to call somebody to start something new. Okay. The more specific you can be on it, the better, as with everything. And that is one of the difficulties as well. I understand that, but get clear on what your actual goal is. And once you have the goal, then you move to the second step, which is to choose your character. So you have to ask yourself which part of your personality needs to step forward or wants to step forward to do the thing. So for an INFP, craving adventure or wanting to talk to a new person, um, maybe deliberately selecting the explorer and telling the guardian that, you can just sit in the back, you can observe. I'll give you some time later. After this, we can go back home and we can play some more League of Legends and listen to some music from, when we were in school. Okay. So give that part of you some time as well. And this allows you to constantly shift your attention and your energy towards curiosity, towards innovation, towards exploration, instead of staying in the comfort zone. And the third step is to identify the lesson, because you have to accept that you will learn something valuable no matter what happens. So even if the meetup is terrible and you leave early, you don't feel very well, you had butterflies in your stomach and you feel drained, okay? There is something, some new data point, some new lesson, some new experience that you can take, and you can use it to prove to yourself that you actually did it, that you can take action, that you can make adjustments in your life. And so in this case, when you're doing these actions, when you're getting ready to go out and you go out and you approach, I don't know, 10 new people, that's your goal, which somebody in the Evolve community, that was one of their goals, was to approach more people. And I've done it too. I spent many years working on how do I actually talk to people and socialize. And approaching people was one of the necessary actions. So anyway, when you're doing this, in this case, the guardian is going to probably fight you. It's going to say like, it's easier just to go back to the couch. Like, you're going to get sick. You're going to feel drained. You're going to make a fool out of yourself. It will remind you of every time in your past when this stuff happened. And that is a normal thing. It's a normal process. Okay. Expect that there will be resistance, because humans naturally go towards the path of least resistance. But if you make it so important to you that you take these actions, that you change, that you learn, that you adapt, that you level up, that you put some more skill points into exploration, then you're actually doing the safer thing by learning how to adapt and to be resourceful and to cope and to acclimate and to be impactful. That is the safer path. So press the character select button, acknowledge that there is fear, that things are going to happen that you did not expect this time, and you will be able to survive. You'll be able to expect more of what could happen next time, and it will show you that you're still okay.